You know, I gotta admit, sometimes I feel really uncomfortable walking around with large stacks of money, but I work right here. This is one of my offices and my bank is just right over here. So I'm just gonna walk it over today. And I get asked all the time, I'm like, hey Kris, do you put all your money in the bank? And the truth is, I only keep a small amount of money in the bank. The rest of it, I keep in a really weird type of life insurance policy that most people don't know about. It's a type of life insurance policy that delivers 7 major benefits as long as I put my money there. And I gotta tell you, I use it all the time. In fact, I just use it to buy a jet cash. And today I'm gonna share with you what that is, because it's what the wealthy are using. Most people just have never heard of it. They don't know what it is. I think today's gonna be a treat for you.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
So today we're gonna talk about this weird type of life insurance policy. I get this question all the time. You know, Kris, how much money do you actually put in the bank? How much money do you put in this life insurance thing that you're talking about today? And later in the video, I'll share with you exactly my math behind how much I store in there. But for starters, let me introduce you to the 7 benefits of cash paying life insurance. Cash paying life insurance? I thought life insurance was just for people that are like, oh, someday you're gonna die and you should leave your family with some money.
There you go. Thank you, sir. There you go. Thank you, sir. There you go.
That is the traditional definition of what life insurance is. We're not talking about that today. Today we're talking about something very different. We're talking about life insurance that has living benefits, and 7, as a matter of fact. Now, chances are that you have some brother-in-law that sells life insurance and you're like, oh man, I should tell them to watch this video, or I want to be able to talk to them about what Kris is sharing with me today. This is what you want to reference. It's called cash value dividend paying life insurance, or CVDP for short. And there's a really good chance that your brother-in-law is not going to know what that is, because this is not a policy that they're incentivized to share with you, because it's all about putting money in and then taking money back out so that you can invest it. Most people selling life insurance want you to put money in and they don't want you to touch it because they earn a really big commission if you don't, but that's maybe not necessarily what's in your best interest. In fact, today's video, I'm gonna show you how to rig the system so that you get banks at their own game and you start winning the game of money arbitrage. Money arbitrage? Kris, that word just went like right over my head.
Why?
Listen, it's simple. Take an amount of money, and if you could invest it in something and have it literally give you the same amount back as a return, you doubled your money. That's arbitrage. You put something up and you got something back. And the more you get back, the better or the more positive the arbitrage. This whole life insurance thing I'm sharing with you, it's about stashing cash in a place where you can then intentionally borrow it and put it into business, real estate, other investments that make you more money. This is just a whole lot smarter than what a bank will ever give you. Okay, Kris, so let's just assume for a moment that I have some money, a little bit every month, that I'm getting ahead with, and instead of putting it in the normal bank, I want to put it in this life insurance policy. What are the 7 benefits? What will I get if I choose to do that instead of putting money in the bank? And the very first one I have to ask you is this. Fine, put your money in the bank. What is the bank giving you? It seems a little bit like a stupid question, because we all know that the real answer is akin to nothing, no things. And the truth is your bank might be giving you 0.1%, like 0.1%, or maybe it's 0.01%. But you see, the first benefit when you put your money into a CVDP, this type of policy, is that you're guaranteed a 4% annual ROI. Now think about that for just a moment. My bank is giving me 0.1%. They're gonna give me 4%? I got news for you. That is 40 times more money just with this first benefit alone. Why would they do that? Well, who cares why they do that? Let's just talk about why you need to do that. Have you heard of inflation? Did you know that right now it's clipping 7% and it's on the rise? Right now, whatever money you have in the bank, it is losing value at 7%. And the number is only growing, it's getting worse. This is a hedge against inflation, and I get it. It's not quite 7%, but it sure is a heck of a whole lot better than 0.1%. Think of a life insurance company kind of like a bank that simply just pays you more and gives you more benefits. The second benefit, they're actually going to give you a dividend based on what you put in there. So I told you that I'm putting money in because I'm gonna strategically pull it out and I'm gonna invest it. Some of it might be literally for like a sleep well at night account, right? Like my emergency fund. But some of that is I'm just stockpiling it for when I can be a down payment on that next property, or I'm gonna buy that commercial lot, or I'm gonna buy that business. So the money is just hanging tight. And as long as it's hanging tight, there's a dividend that this policy will give me. And that dividend is typically somewhere between 1, 2, and 3%. So I want you to think about that for just a moment. In fact, I'm just gonna write it up here on the board. Let me show you this. Come here. So let's just say for a moment that I'm getting my guaranteed 4%. And let's just say that I'm also now getting, instead of just 1, 2, or 3%, let's just say that I'm getting a 2% dividend. Add that up. That's a total of 6%. Again, inflation is at 7%. We haven't quite knocked that down. But you know what? 6% is 60 times more money than what your bank is likely giving you. Now, the majority of the money that you put in this policy, you have the ability to take back out. That portion is called cash value. And the third benefit is that you can borrow the cash value from this policy and you could use it to do something stupid like buy a boat.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
You could also use it to do something really smart. Buy another asset, buy an investment, buy a property, buy a business, buy something that's gonna make you money. Now, why would you wanna do that? Well, come around again, I wanna show you this. Let's just assume for a moment that I can borrow at 3%. But do you remember what you're earning between the 4% guarantee and the dividend? Let's just say that you're earning 6%. You're borrowing at 3%, you still have an additional 3% that you're earning on. You're literally earning 3% on whatever's in there while the money is borrowed and now earning you. And in my world, if I borrow and I put it, let's just say, into a real estate deal, and let's say that that deal is making me a 25% ROI, well, now I'm making 25% here, which is, by the way, over 20 years gonna deliver 27 times more money than the stock market. So I'm killing it on my real estate deal. I'm still picking up an extra 3% in the policy, 25 and 3, I'm making 28%. So I love being able to take my money out of the bank and have it still earning 3% as if it was still in there. What bank would ever do that for you? The answer is no bank. Psst, you probably gotta be thinking right now, oh my gosh, this sounds too good to be true. Why would Kris make a video on this? Is he gonna get something? Here's what I want you to understand. These policies, if you know where to go, you can get them set up entirely for free, as in at no cost to you. And there's a link below where you can talk to a buddy of mine and he'll help you do just that. Now listen, if you're a subscriber on my channel, you know that the purpose of being a subscriber is for me to awaken the financial genius in you. I'm teaching you these things because as you do them, as you implement them, it becomes inevitable that you grow your wealth and you become more successful in life. And the fourth benefit that I'm about to share with you gets me really excited as a financial genius. And for your financial genius, check this out. Did you know that the fourth benefit is that your 4% guaranteed ROI return and your 1, 2, or 3% dividends, that total 5, 6, 7%, did you know that it grows tax-free?
Free and free and free.
I want you to think about that for just a moment here. Literally all those gains, anywhere else you go, your money grows, the government wants their piece. They want their taxes. Inside of here, guess what? This grows tax-free. And you know what? The more successful you become, the more important that benefit is. So one of the questions that people will sometimes ask me is, Kris, how much money do you actually put in your cash value life insurance policy? And one of the things that I do is I ask them, how much of the money that you get can you really depend on and how much is variable? Like when you're a business owner, sometimes you get really big irregular amounts of money, but there's another amount of money that can dependably come in on a regular basis. The dependable money is what I like to put consistently in the policy. The irregular amounts, I might eventually get it in the policy, but because I can't really depend on them every month coming in, I don't want to set it up like clockwork to have it go in there. So the real answer is I put as much money in that policy as I possibly can. Last year, I broke record. I literally put twice as much in as I normally do. And that's because my business is growing, it's successful. And I love these 7 benefits that we've been talking about. We all hope for success, but I have to tell you there's a burden. The more successful you become, the bigger the target can be on your back. Literally, you become wealthy and other people think, How can I take from that person? Because for them, that seems sometimes like the easier path. So at some point, you're going to become really interested in protecting your assets. And there's a lot of different strategies out there, but there's only one strategy that is the best when it comes to real asset protection. Did you know that the fifth benefit inside these CVDP policies is that all the money that's in it is completely protected? That means that not even the government can literally litigate and take money out of it. Why does that rule even exist? The government views your life insurance as a protected asset class. Their assumption is if this person dies, this is the money that they're leaving to their loved ones. So no one should be able to sue for that. Not even the government should literally be entitled to any of that money. So anything that you grow in here, it is literally untouchable. And that is at some point in your financial successful future going to become really, really important. You know, at some point you are going to shuffle off this mortal coil and you are going to die.
Because I'm gonna die!
And when you do want to leave your family something, right? Well, turns out that this policy, the sixth benefit, is it also provides your standard, typical, traditional death benefit. Now, this death benefit for me is not about, oh, I want to leave my family some money when I die. I'm using this for all the benefits of growing my wealth, growing my assets, growing my business. When I buy real estate, there's a part of the house that's paid off. There's a part that may not be. So you know what the life insurance can be used for if you die? This is your business plan to take care of your family so they can inherit your assets without the liabilities. Pay off that real estate, pay off that house, or put it more in this investment so that it produces more cash flow. Listen, now your loved ones are taken care of because should you die prematurely, you've got the money that can pay off your businesses, pay off of any of your debts. You're not allowing them to inherit your liabilities. It's one thing to say, hey, there's a pile of money in the bank. It's another thing to say, hey, I was left with assets that are cash flow producing that make me money, but they don't come with the headache and the stress of debt. This seventh benefit, this final benefit, is really important. Have you ever contemplated what would happen to you if instead of dying, you became disabled? Like literally, what would happen if I lost my voice, like throat cancer, something horrible like that? Or what would happen if I lost a limb? You know, there's a lot of people that if they become disabled, they lose their income. And so the seventh benefit that's kind of really cool about this policy is it says, if at any point you become disabled, there's insurance to make sure that your policy continues getting paid for even when you can't pay for it yourself. And what that really just means is you're a long-term thinker, you're looking at legacy, you want your family taken care of, and that one right there, that's just a final benefit that says, I'm gonna commit long-term to doing this. I'm gonna commit long-term to putting money into this, strategically pulling it out. I'm gonna grow my investments. This is the way that I grow my wealth. And I'm telling you, this is actually the way that I grow my wealth. So I wrote a book about this, and I talk about the 5 investments that everyone should invest in. This is one of the 5. It's actually found here in my Have It All book. If copies are available, this book is free to you. Literally click the link below, cover the shipping and handling. My team will send the book out to you. It will share with you literally how you can start from nothing or even deeply in debt with bad credit and within a short period of time become absolutely wealthy. And there's 5 different investments that you're gonna learn about. This is one of them, so if you wanna go deeper dive on today's conversation, you can do that. Or you might find yourself saying, screw that, who do I talk to? Where do I set up this free bank account? There's also a link below where you can actually talk to Rob Gill and the Epic team, and guess what? They will literally help explain exactly how to set up one of these policies, and at no cost to you, they'll put the whole thing in place. You can have as many of these bank accounts as you would like so that you can start organizing your finances, your future, your legacy, and create the life that you are meant for. Wow, Kris, this is really awesome. There's only one problem. I don't have any leftover money to put in this really cool life insurance bank account. I get it, dude. We all start from somewhere. I started with nothing. I started with less than nothing. And if that's where you're at, I made another video that is going to share with you how do you start creating tens of thousands of dollars income even if you don't have a job. If you don't have the money and you want to learn how to get in the game, watch this video. Let me show you just one of many strategies on how you can financially get yourself there. Now listen, if you're a subscriber on my channel, Now listen, if you're a subscriber on my